Good morning, sixth graders. You're ready for lesson 8 on page 30. And this is Friday morning, and hope all of you had a good night's rest. You're feeling good. I would love to see you in here, but since that's not an option for us right now, we're just going to do school like this again. We're getting sort of used to it, aren't we? Hope you're doing well. And so let's go to page 30, lesson 8. And we're going to learn to write equations from words. And remember I told you that they're getting you ready for algebra. The last couple lessons back, you had learned how to translate words into numbers and symbols. And they're just adding a little bit more now. They're calling it an equation, and they're going to have an equal sign. Let me get my pen. It says when we are translating into math language, the words a number represents a variable. So when you read a number, you can write n for that. That just means it's a variable. And a variable is, it can vary. That n can vary any number. We don't know what n is. We just know it's an unknown number, okay? So that's why they call it a variable, because the number can vary. And we find out what that number is. 3 added to a number equals 9. So we have a number, and we're going to add 3 to it, and it equals 9. There you have an equation. Now you guys could solve this. You could get n by itself. You guys know how to do that. So in the past, they've been giving you equations like this. You've solved for what n is, but you've never wrote it actually out. If they would have given you the words, but now they're teaching you how to actually write it out, and then you'll be solving for the n. 6 added to 4 times a number. So 4 times a number, and 6 is added to that, equals 9. So now, no, I'm on the wrong one, equals 14. 6 added to 4 times a number, which would be 4n, and it's added, remember, added to means plus. 6 added to 4 times a number equals 14. Let's look at the next one. 7 less than 5 times a number. So 5 times a number, and it's 7 less, remember, less is subtracting, equals 3. So 7 less than 5 times a number equals 3. All right, so let's do some that they give us. Translate into equations. Number 1 says the quotient of 8 and a number. You guys remember what quotient means? Delcy, what do you think quotient means? It's the answer to a what problem? Division. The quotient of 8 and a number. So it's 8 divided by a number equal, or is, remember is means equals 2. There you've got an equation. We could solve that equation. We know could figure out what n is. Number 2 says 28 divided by a number. 28 divided by a number plus 2 equals 6. 28 divided by a number plus 2 equals 6. 7 subtracted from a number. So we have a number, and we're going to subtract 7 from it. Is or equals 1. All right? Number 4, Emily, I will call on you. You help us out with number 4. Product. What does product mean? The answer to a what problem? I'm hoping you said multiplication, because that's right. So the product of 4 and a number, so it would be 4n, multiplying together, 4n less 5. What do we do when we have less? Something is less, you subtract 5. is or equals 11. So you've got the product of 4 and a number less 5 is or equals 11. All right, Cheyenne, this is yours. Twice a number. Twice a number is written like 2n. That's right, 2n. Increased, that means adding. Increased by 6 equals 22. 22. All these equations, guys, you know how to solve these equations, but now we've learned how to write out the equations and then be able to solve them. So it looks like number 6 and 7, they are giving you the words and you have to write the equation out and then solve and check. The first one is started for you. And it looks like maybe they wrote the first one out. I can't tell for sure, but I'm assuming that they actually have the first equation written out. 8 times a number. 8. Here we had 2 times a number. 8 times a number. 8n plus 4 equals 20. All right, now you guys know how to solve that. Remember how to get 8n by it or get n by itself? You've got to get rid of this guy. You've got to do a -4 to both sides of your equation. Do a -4 to both sides. Going to subtract. 20 take away 4 is 16. Drop your 8n down. Right now, and now we're going to get n by itself right now. This is a multiplying equation. Opposite is dividing both sides by 8. N equals 2. And then to check it, go back up here to your original equation. Right here, go back up to this one. Put 2 where the n is and solve it. 8 times 2 is 16. Plus 4, 20. You guys know you're right. All right? I'm not going to help you guys work out the next one, but we will go over how to write it out. So 15 less than 6 times a number. You've got 6 times a number. 6 what? Hope you wrote 6n. And it's 15 less than that, so what are you going to do? You're going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Less than, minus 15 is or equals 9. You guys can solve that. You can do it. Y'all are smart like that. Y'all are great. All right, that's all for your new part. Let's see if you have something that is hard for you to do. There's an instruction on number 9 that says round to the nearest whole day, okay? Don't have a decimal or something like that. Round to the nearest whole day. On number 8 is what we learned yesterday about figuring off that menu. The first one says round each price to the nearest dollar and then figure the cost of everything. B is to figure the actual cost of each item. And then how much did it cost with tax? All right, that's all, guys. I'm hoping to have a video call at 11 o'clock today, and maybe if you got stuck on a problem or maybe you have a question from yesterday's corrections, we'll talk about that. We have 45 minutes to work, so we're going to practice and see if we run out of time or whatever. And but I'm hoping it'll work, that we can all get on, and maybe we'll have time for at least 2 questions from everybody, just a chance to check in with everybody, see everybody, and chat just a little bit. So heads up for 11 o'clock. We'll see you then.